Hey everybody, this is Guillermo with Live Trading with Guillermo. Today is Monday, June 12th. So I apologize for not getting a Q&A video out this weekend like I had promised. So sorry about that. Got busy with family and didn't get a chance to do a video. But here it is. Okay. So I hope you get some good, valuable information and hope it's helpful for your trading, whether you do True Trade bots or you manually trade or you use some other software. So I hope you find it helpful. So this morning, did I trade the open? I did not, and I took a screenshot as to why I didn't. And hopefully this helps you making just some very basic decisions. It doesn't require any technical analysis or anything like that. This is just strictly this is what I saw in the morning, so I decided to sit out, but then traded later on in the morning. But I didn't record a video for that. But as you can see here, this is not trades, but a wrinkle bar chart going back to 6:23 a.m. Eastern time, which is 3:23 my time. And as you can see, I marked it up in NinjaTrader 8. I just put a region on the top and the bottom just to show the top and the bottom. And as you can see, from 6:30 a.m. to 9:30 when the market opened, it pretty much stayed in that range. So I don't like trading this kind of range only because, as you can see, by the time we get to a point above, it's going to reverse the other direction. And by the time it reverses, then you might get stuck in things like that. So there's just too much compression, uncertainty. I just don't like that when I trade. I like seeing moves that break above or below. If I see activity right at the open and it takes off, man, I'm in. But if it's doing this, this junk, this ranging market, I don't like it. As you can see, the range is from 14,820 down to 14,785. So it pretty much stayed like that. Eventually it broke and then it sat out there for a while. And now the market's way up now compared to where it was. But we're not fortune tellers. We don't know what the market's going to do. So sometimes I just kind of decide to sit out for a while and then jump in later and kind of go with that. So again, you don't need to be an expert. You don't need to do any sort of technical analysis. You don't need to do that for your bot. But as soon as you load up your chart, you see a bunch of this stuff, then just wait. Wait. Half hour after the open, maybe an hour, and then go for it. Turn it on, and stick to your profit targets and goals and things like that. So Q&A. I finally prepared a Q&A for you. So I'm going to switch over to it right now. So it has been a while. Gosh, I was looking through some of my videos, and man, it's been like months and months since I've done a Q&A video for you. So I hope you enjoyed today's presentation. So today, if you haven't been keeping an eye on things, Apex sale, Apex Trader funding, the sale ends tonight at 11:59 p.m. Eastern time. So if you miss out, I don't know when the next sale is going to be. They do have sales. Lately, they've been having quite a few of them, but this is the last one. It was extended until today. So you get 85% off and at purchase and 85% off at renewal. So it's a great deal. This is a good way for you to, if you just got a new bot, whatever bot you got, this is a good way to use your Apex accounts. If you're trading a manual strategy, again, great way for you to trade. You can trade up to 20 accounts. You can purchase up to 20 accounts per trader. Then they're having all these giveaways, like 10 100K PAs are going to be given out, and then one lucky person will get 10 100K PAs. So it's going to be pretty insane. So I should have put in my code in here. Maybe I can still do that real quick. I'll do it on the fly. But my code is QCV42LIQ. So use that code. I would appreciate your business. That supports my channel and helps me pay for server costs and all the stuff that I spend pretty much every day. And anyway, I do make a small commission on any referral through Apex. So anything like that, I would love your support. But it's cool if you're already using somebody else's code. So no problem there. So I've gotten some questions. People have been asking me, when do I trade? And this goes back to that screenshot I just mentioned. I normally like to wait about 10 minutes after the open. But sometimes, as you saw, I think last week, like right after the open, 1 minute, 2 minutes in, I was gone. Like I got in there because I could see the market was just like moving, and I jumped in and jumped in for the ride. So that was pretty good. If there's any sort of news event, I always tell people don't trade during that time because things get kind of tricky, and there's a lot of movement, and it could go for you or against you. So I would recommend that you just not do that. Wait for things to for the news to kind of pass, things kind of settle down, and then things will continue on their own course.
12:38 p.m.
Oh,
12:39 p.m.
my watch is talking to me. Uh, in the True Trade, when you got your bot, you should have received a PDF on when to trade. So there's some good suggestions there. So if you don't like to do the open like I do, that's primarily when I like to trade. If you don't do that, it's okay. There's other times you can do that, and there's recommendations in that PDF. What I would recommend is just stick to something that works for you. Be consistent. Don't try to change it up too much. Don't change the variables, and just stay consistent. And then if you're tweaking things, you know, do one thing at a time. But don't try to do all kinds of things all at the same time, which is very important, which I'll talk about here in a minute, and as I move through my Q&A. As a new trader or anybody, even if you're experienced, make sure you dedicate one device for your trading. Okay, whether it's a desktop computer, your laptop, or if you get a virtual private server, make sure you have one device and it's only for trading. It is not for watching Netflix. It is not for getting on Facebook. It's not for YouTube. Not for Facebook, because a lot of those programs use up a lot of system resources, and you don't want to get caught your system, freezing because you're watching Netflix. Okay, don't do that. Just stick to trading. Use that computer just for that, and because this is going to be the device that's going to make you money, and you don't want to lose money because you're doing other stuff. Plus, you don't want to be distracted anyway when you're trading. Stick to your trading and do just that. Don't get distracted and jeopardize your ability to be profitable. The market itself, it's volatile. We never know what's going to happen. So let's not add additional uncertainty by adding a whole bunch of other stuff that's external that we can control, right? I can control my device as far as that I'm using it specifically for that. Obviously, we can't control if the internet goes down or something like that, but try to minimize any sort of external influence that could impact your trading. Uh, People have asked me, like, when people get their bots and they run to install it on their computer, and then they're like, oh, maybe I want to get a VPS. Well, that's great that you want to do that. It's not so great is that once you install the software, it gets locked to that machine. So what I would tell people is like, once you know what you're going to do, if it's a virtual private server, then install your bot there. You're good to go. If you're just going to trade it on your laptop or your desktop computer, install it there. Because if you want to change your license, once it gets locked to your machine and you want to move your software to another machine, you need a new key, and you get charged a fee for that. So don't mess around. And if you have multiple bots, it can add up. So don't don't be too quick to want to get this installed. Kind of think about it through logically. Think about, hey, which device am I going to use? Okay, that's the one. Okay, I'm going to put my bot there, and then kind of go from there. As always, I always tell people trade on Sim, or you can do an eval account from Apex. If you get like a 50K account and you do the 80% off sale, it's a pretty good bargain, and for, I don't know how much it is, $40, something like that. You can give it a go, and if you do well, you could pass and get funded. So with a 50K, it's definitely pretty doable. Profit target is like 3,000, so you can definitely do that pretty easily. Once you get the hang of it, you can definitely do it. People ask me, what do you trade? Do you do Apex? Do you do brokerage? Well, I have both. I have two. I have a brokerage account and I have an Apex account, but I primarily trade my Apex accounts. That's just the way I trade. But you could trade your own brokerage account if that's how you would like to do. But again, I prefer Apex just because it's relatively low cost, right? And it minimizes my risk, so I'm not putting my own capital at risk. Granted, you have to follow certain rules. Challenges are not always the easy to pass. Once you get up into once you start becoming profitable during an evaluation, you have a trailing drawdown and all kinds of stuff that if you're into the prop trading, you kind of already understand that they don't make it easy on you to pass. But like again, the benefit is that they're really inexpensive, especially if you catch it on a sale. Then you can really you know get some good trading in and hopefully get funded. And then people always ask me as well, right? Do you ever lose? I said, of course I do. I don't post videos every day. I posted my losing trade on Friday just to show you, like, hey, I was down. I could have stopped. I didn't. I jumped back in. So I ended up still with a loss, but I minimized, shrunk my loss at the end of the trading session. You don't have to do that. Just, if you got to your loss maximum and you've reached it, then you just be done and then come back the next day, come back and trade. The idea is that you want to be consistent, you want to get yourself to be profitable, and you want to practice good risk management. What I did probably wasn't the best. I should have just stopped. I got lucky. It could have gotten worse. So you just never know. Okay. And also, don't over leverage your accounts. So if you get a 50K account and you're allowed to trade, I don't know how many contracts you get, 10 or 15. I don't know how many you get. Um, don't try to trade all your contracts because one loss and then you're going to blow up your account. That's too much. That's too much leverage. So if you're trading a 50K account, maybe you only do one or two contracts tops. That's it. Maybe you just stick with one and slowly build it up. If you're trading at like a 300K like I've been doing, I've been maxing it out at like 10 contracts, but I can trade 35. So I'm definitely 10 is a lot, no doubt, but it's not 35. So I'm giving myself a chance that if I have a loss, I can still recover, right? The trailing drawdown is 7,500. So you would have to have quite a few, 6 losses or something like that in a row for you to blow up your account. So very, very unlikely. And then to continue on this topic, some of you have reached out to me and told me that you purchased multiple bots and you're getting overwhelmed. And that's easy to do because each bot is different. They have different settings, they work differently. Uh, Maybe it trades different instruments, and it doesn't make sense to try to run them all at once. Like maybe you should pick one. Maybe you start out if you have the Ripper one and others. Maybe you start with the Ripper one first. It's the easiest. You set it up. You figure out how it trades, and then you do that. And then maybe you go to another bot, and then you decide, you got to master it, and then decide, well, how am I going to incorporate this other bot? You know, Maybe you use one at the open and you use one later on in the late morning and at the end of the day. Maybe you figure out a strategy for yourself, and that's what I would recommend. Don't be uh, the person that tries to master everything and then they don't master anything because in the end they just got too frustrated. So as always, make sure you watch all the training that comes with your software, your setup videos, training videos, read all the PDFs, set up your software, and then trade on sim or get an eval, and then go for it from there. But don't jump into your live accounts right away. Like you're asking for it because maybe you didn't get the right setting. Um, Maybe you watched the video, but maybe you didn't catch everything that was presented there. I recommend watching those videos 2 or 3 times, even more, until you get it. Sometimes you catch little nuggets of information because they're pretty in depth sometimes, and there's so many options sometimes that are being covered during those videos. So you want to pay attention at what's being said. All right, so I'm trying to keep this somewhat short, so I apologize that I'm kind of cruising through it, through my Q&A. One question I get is, should I get an LLC? For me, it was a yes, but remember, guys, I am not a tax professional, so if this is something you want to do, make sure you consult a tax professional to figure out what benefits may be available to you in your business. I personally have run my expenses, whether I'm talking my server expenses, when I buy a new bot, when I pay for licensing fees. I got my new computer for trading. I run that through the business. Uh, any Apex fees for evals that I pay for, I do that. I have other things that I pay for, like I have a Trading View membership, so I do some other stuff, and so I track those charges through my business as well. Anything related to my trading, really, I try to run it through my business. But like I said, consult a tax professional if you have any questions. But I would highly recommend that you look into this for yourself, because you could potentially have some tax benefits that could be very beneficial to you. And my last, the tip of the day. So I don't know if you didn't. I don't know if you knew, but Apex has Rhythmic and Tradeovate. So you can decide which way you want to go. You can go, you know, when you sign up, you can pick a Rhythmic license, put it in your Ninja, and you download NinjaTrader 8. Or you can pick a Tradeovate license and download that to your system. But what and you can read this on the FAQs at Epic Trader Funding. But if you have your own NinjaTrader 8 license, like I do, I have a lifetime license with NinjaTrader. I think it'll run you like $1,000, maybe 1,200. Uh, if you hook that up, then that license lets me connect to Rhythmic on Apex. It lets me connect to Tradeovate on Apex, and I can also connect to my broker all at the same time, which is pretty cool. So you could have a Rhythmic account, you could have an Apex account, you could have one chart open with a bot that's trading one type of account, and you could have another bot trading another type. So it's actually pretty kind of cool. Uh, I wouldn't recommend that you trade them both at the same time always, but you could pick one or the other. So you could switch if that's what you wanted to do. Rhythmic used to have some major issues. There was one outage not too long ago, but it's been working pretty decently, actually. And TradeAbit's not like 100% foolproof either. TradeAbit had some issues too with some of their data feeds. But lately, things have been pretty stable. So you can't go wrong if you just want to go through the Rhythmic route or you want to go through the TradeAbit route. But if you have your own NT8 license, you can pick whatever you want. You can pick, and trade whatever account you want to trade. It's actually pretty cool that you have that ability. So that's going to be it for me. This is the last. There's a ton more questions that I've received via email. I'll dig through some of those and maybe start creating some content for the next one, and then hopefully not be waiting months to be posting a Q&A video. So anyway, I hope you're having a great day. If you traded, congratulations if you were successful. If you suffered a loss today, hey, don't give up. Losses are expected. Just gonna stick to that. Don't go back in there and try to trade and get yourself in trouble. Just gonna chill out, enjoy your rest of the day, and then come back tomorrow, and then let's hit it again. So I want to thank you all for watching. I'm approaching 20,000 subscribers. It's amazing. I never thought I would ever get that high, so I'm pretty psyched about that. Thank you to all of you that reached out and congratulated me on the adoption of our three kids. Thank you for that. That means a lot. It's been a wild kind of last month here at our residence, at our household, but all's for the best, and we're excited for the future. But again, thank you for being my subscriber. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your questions. I hope you find this valuable. As always, I try to write back when you send me questions. I am kind of busy, so I can't always respond to everybody, but I do my best to help you out And I hope you find my information helpful. So with that, have a great day, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care now.